know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Eileen Terrell. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm serving as your worship associate this morning, and I am joined by our worship leader, Tanner Trask, whose pronouns are he, him, his. As we prepare for our service this morning, please be sure to check your order of service for important announcements about congregational life. And now, let us join our voices in our responsive welcome. You will find the words projected on the screen behind me. To all who are yearning for community,
Come in, be among us.
To all who are just getting started, to all who long to go deeper, to all with tender places needing care, come in, be among us. To the ones who have healed and have care to give, for those who are curious and hungry to learn, for those who know they have something to teach, come in, be among us. For the ones who are just beginning to suspect they might nurture others becoming, to the young and the old, the innocent and the jaded, the fresh of mind and the deeply steeped, there is room here for each and every one. Come in, be among us. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, no matter who you are, the people you love, how you look, what you can or cannot do, you are welcome here, just as you are in this community of care and concern. Come in, be among us. We will continue our conversation at coffee hour immediately following the service in Fellowship Hall. We have one announcement this morning from Kent Darwin about the glorious art that has been on our walls.
Good morning. Good morning. I will be standing in for KB. She had other arrangements because of the holidays, and this is her last Sunday to be exhibited in our sanctuary. A new exhibit will be up next Sunday. I will be in the hallway for those of you who are interested in looking at her cards, her towels, as well as her art on the walls. Some of you are considering art purchases. I will be there on her behalf. Thank you.
So, in conclusion, welcome, and let us worship together.
Our call to worship this morning is from Jennifer Kitchen. Come sit by our fire and let us share stories. Let me hear your tales of far-off lands, wanderer, and I will tell you of my travels. Share your experience of the holy with me, worshiper, and I will tell you of that which I find divine. Come and stay, lover of leaving, for ours is no caravan of despair, but of hope. We would hear your stories of grief and sorrow as readily as we would of joy and laughter, for there is a time and a place and a hearing for all the stories of the world. Stories are the breath and the word of the Spirit of life, the power that we name love. Come, for our fire is warm and we have seats for all. Come again and yet again. Come speak to me of what fills your heart, what engages your mind, and what resides in your soul. Come, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting this morning is from the Reverend Jamie Yandel. We light this chalice for the quiet truths we carry and for the futures we are brave enough to write. In this circle, we honor the courage it takes to live openly, the softness that sustains us, and the joy and power that grow when we gather. As the chalice glows, may we feel its steadiness rise within us, and the joy and the power again grow when we gather. May we trust that our becoming, messy, radiant, unfolding, wholly belongs to us. Please join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen. Love is a doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. The words are projected on the screen.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Good morning. I'm Pam Schumann. I'm your storyteller today. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I have a wonderful story called The Winds of Change to bring to you about our faith tradition this morning. If anyone would like to see better, and I'm going to probably need a couple of young people to help me with this, and you can come come and sit up in the front rows. Would any of the young ones like to come up? You can help me with this. I need to see what's in the box, the surprise box. I wonder what it is. I have a volunteer. I can have 2 volunteers. Would you like to help me? Well, thank you. Can you reach in there and bring out what's in there? And hold them up and show it to everybody around. Everybody see what that is? Do you know what that letter is? A U. And there's 2 of them, aren't there? Wow. You know that's kind of goes with what our religion is, right? Unitarian Universalist. They both start with U. So in this case, thank you for your help. We're going to be talking, here's Unitarian, here's Universalist. We're going to be talking about this U today, Universalist. Thank you for your help. Okay. So, this story is about universalism, the second U in our faith name. And it's how it came to America on the winds of change. So, you never know how the winds will blow, which way they're going to blow, what's going to happen. The wind can change directions at any time and maybe change your life. It happened to our religious ancestor, John Murray, when he was a young man. He was born in 1741 in England to a very religious family. And he had an excellent beginning to his life. The winds of change blew well for him. He was very fortunate. He had a fine education, a steady job, eventually married a loving wife, and had a baby son. Life was so good. He was so religious that it was said that his first words as a baby were, "Amen." But then, oh, the winds changed for the worse for poor John. His infant son died. Then his dear wife died of a debilitating illness. And then things went way downhill from that also. He lost his job, which meant he lost all his money. And he was put in debtor's prison because he could not pay his bills. As I said, John was a very religious man. He was first a Methodist preacher and then a Universalist who had even spoken from the pulpit about a loving God who loved everyone so much that God would not send them to hell. Now, he was not so sure what he believed. He felt his life was over at this point with all the tragedy that had befallen him. And the authorities frowned on his preaching about this loving God. His former friends and his neighbors no longer invited John into their circles, and his true friends finally urged him to go someplace where he could start again. In 1770, he decided to go to America, thinking it would be, and I quote, a vast wilderness where he might bury a ruined life. He did not want to preach ever again. So he sailed for America on a ship called the Hand in Hand. The winds blew, and it blew the ship toward their destination in America to New York. But then the fog rolled in, and the ship ran aground in New Jersey instead of New York. John and a few others volunteered to leave the ship, go on land, and get some directions back to New York and supplies. As he was coming ashore, John saw a farmhouse with a small chapel. And that chapel and farmhouse belonged to a man called Thomas Potter. Thomas Potter greeted John, gave him food for everyone on the ship, and invited John to come back and have dinner with him that night. When John came back, Thomas Potter showed him that little chapel. Thomas Potter said that he believed in a loving God who wanted to accept all people into heaven. John said he believed the same thing. And then Thomas Potter told John that he had built the chapel and was waiting for God to send him a minister. He said to John, "You are that minister. I've been waiting for you a long time." John did not want to hear this. He was not a preacher anymore, and he was determined to never preach again. Yet Thomas Potter seemed confident that John was the Universalist preacher that he had waited for, and he asked John to preach that Sunday. John said, "I can't preach on Sunday because as soon as the wind changes, my boat will set sail, and I must be on it." Thomas asked, "Now, if the boat has not sailed by Sunday, will you preach?" "If I am here on Sunday," said John, "yes, I will preach." Now, what do you think happened? Did the wind blow? Did the hand-in-hand boat sail away, taking John Murray with it? No wind blew, no ship sailed. John Murray preached on Sunday morning, September 30th, 1770, in the chapel that Thomas Potter had built for him many years before. The Universalist message of the power of love was good news to many who heard it. It was good news for John. The winds of change blew yet again for John Murray. He now wanted to preach more than anything, and he did for many years, and helped spread Universalism in America. We Unitarian Universalists owe a special thanks to Thomas Potter. It was his foresight and his hospitality and the winds of change that brought John Murray back to the pulpit that fateful September in 1770. And the rest, as they say, is history. Thank you very much for being part of my story today and for listening so well. Our regular programs are on winter break, so kids 10 and under here today can go to the blue classroom for activities. We'll sing you out to your rooms. Thank you.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
The offering that we take each Sunday is not a stale habit. It's an opportunity to recommit to this place and to this people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission, to welcome radically, to love boldly, to grow spiritually, and to serve courageously. Thank you to our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. You can still donate online via Breeze. We will be converting to our new platform, Realm Connect, in the coming months. You can also donate online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you for your generosity.
I'd actually like to give a little bit of insight about the piece that I've chosen to play today. The Valley of the Bells demands, it is written in the book about the piece, is that the Valley of the Bells demands the most delicate touch to give the impression of varying degrees of tonality in bell sounds. The final 4 chords at the bottom of the keyboard were said by Ravel to represent the sound of the Sacré-Cœur, the big bell of the Basilica in Paris. The beauty of its mysterious harmonies expand in all directions, which makes a profoundly personal impression on the musician who performs this piece.
Thank you for your participation in the Offertory. Today is a bit of a special service. It's our annual sharing service, and we're going to have two separate sections in the service in a couple of minutes, and then again toward the end, where folks will be invited to come up and share. If you didn't bring anything to share, that's fine. No pressure. It's an invitation, not an obligation. And if you find that you think of the thing you wanted to share as you're leaving the sanctuary this morning, we'll have coffee and conversation in the fellowship hall where you can share with a smaller group. So I would like to share a very important part of my faith journey. There's not a lot of times where you can point back at one thing that really changes the direction of your life, and this isn't any different. But it was one important step into bringing me where I am today as the intern minister here at Horizon and, my seminary at Meadville Lombard in Chicago. And it's a piece of writing from Kurt Vonnegut, the science fiction author. And it describes what to him a humanist is. Do you know what a humanist is? My parents and grandparents were humanists, what used to be called free thinkers. So as a humanist, I am honoring my ancestors, which the Bible says is a good thing to do. We humanists try to behave as decently, fairly, and honorably as we can without any expectations of rewards or punishment in an afterlife. My brother and sister didn't think there was one. My parents and grandparents didn't think there was one. It was enough that they were alive. We humanists serve as best we can the only abstraction with which we have any real familiarity, which is our community. I am, incidentally, honorary president of the American Humanist Association, having succeeded the late great science fiction writer Isaac Asimov in that totally functionless capacity. We had a memorial service for Isaac a few years back, and I spoke and said at one point, "Isaac is up in heaven now." It was the funniest thing I could have said to an audience of humanists. I rolled them in the aisles. It was several minutes before order could be restored. And if I should ever die, God forbid, I hope you will say, "Kurt is up in heaven now." That's my favorite joke. How do humanists feel about Jesus? I say of Jesus, as all humanists do, if what he said is good, and so much of it is absolutely beautiful, what does it matter if he was God or not? But if Christ hadn't delivered the Sermon on the Mount with its message of mercy and pity, I wouldn't want to be a human being. I'd just as soon be a rattlesnake. And now, please, if you have something to share, you can come up and share it with us. We have time this round for about 3 or 4 people to share for about 3 or 4 minutes each. And it can be a story, it can be a reading, it can be music. I believe we have our first volunteer. And we can use this mic here. Will work fine.
My name is Madeira, and I brought multiple books, and as a good UU, I can overthink like the best of them. And I wanted to, I was thinking of poetry and different readings, and I was like, I want to look at something about practice and action and doing. And so this is a little meditation from Tara Brach's Radical Compassion, and it's called The Reign of Self-Compassion. R is for recognize, A is for allow, I investigate, and N is for nurture. And so I'm just going to read this little bit here. Meditation, the reign of compassion. What is it like being you? So you're invited to participate if you want, or just listen. Sit in a way that allows you to be relaxed and alert. Let go of any habitual tension and allow your body and mind to settle. Take a few moments to scan through family members and or friends who are close to you and choose someone who you know is having a difficult time. Connect with your intention to awaken compassion toward this person. R for recognize. Become aware of whatever is most prominent about this person as you reflect on their current challenges. You might recall a mood they're often in, something about their appearance, a regular activity of theirs, or the tone of their recent communications. A for allow. Let your sense of this person, of how they are living, feeling, or expressing themselves be just as it is, without adding any judgment. I for investigate. With gentleness, curiosity, and interest, now ask more deeply about their experience. Imagine feeling with their heart, viewing the world from their perspective. You might use some of the following questions to explore: what is it like being you? What life circumstances are most distressing to you? What fears, disappointments, or hurts are you carrying? What are you believing about yourself? How does this life situation and the emotions of fear, hurt, anger, or shame feel in your heart and body? Where inside do you feel most vulnerable? What does that vulnerable place most want or need right now from others, from yourself? The N for nurture. Keeping this person and their vulnerability in your heart, expand your awareness to your whole body and to the sounds and space around you. From that inclusive heart space, feel this being as a part of you and offer what is needed. Is it acceptance, being held, forgiveness, company, understanding? You might also offer care energetically, as a flow of warmth, as an image, or through words. Imagine this person receiving and letting in your care, and envision them healed, happy, and well. If you'd like to try using the breath in this meditation, breathe in as you investigate, taking in the reality of this person's experience. As you nurture, breathe out your offering of space, care, or whatever else is needed. Widening the circles. Now enlarge the field of compassion to include all of those who experience the same suffering. If the person you are reflecting on is grieving a loss, connect with and offer care to all those grieving loss. If this person feels like a failure, connect with and offer care to all those who suffer this way. Sense the willingness of your heart to be touched by pain, breathing in, and the vastness of loving awareness that is here as you offer care to all beings, breathing out. And then after the rain, let go of all ideas of others and notice the qualities of heart and presence within you. Is there a sense of openness, tenderness, love? Whatever you find, let go and rest there. Thank you. I don't know about you, but I needed that after this holiday season. Just thanks.
Hello, I'm Jo. I came across this reading this year with my family. It's a book about Yule, and I'd never thought of it this way before, so I thought I'd like to share it. There's something about this time of year, something about winter and Yule that pulls deep at my heartstrings, making me want to celebrate out loud one moment and retreat to a quiet corner the next. To me, this is the most magical time of the year. It's the time when Mother Earth goes quiet, yet if we listen really carefully, we can still hear her heart beating. It's a profound and important time to curl up and engage in the solitary act of contemplation as we embrace what should be a natural time of sleep. It's also time to honor the real and spiritual dark and to rejoice in the return of the light, celebrating and passing traditions with friends and family. These feelings go all the way back to our ancestors, the ancients who lived with their lives according to the constantly shifting rhythms of the great seasonal wheel. In the spring, they planted crops, harvesting them through the summer and fall. As fall progressed, they wintered in, storing food, gathering fuel for winter fires, and putting their fields to bed. When winter came, the people took to their dwellings and passed the cold, dark months, living off their stored bounty. telling stories around the fire, making risky hunting forays for scarce winter meat, and hoping that they had prepared enough food and firewood to last until spring. Going to bed early helped conserve candles, oils, and other light sources, and rising late, staying snug in their beds, helped save heating fuel. Their foodstuffs changed with the winter season too, focusing on gourds and other vegetables, grains, and meats that could be preserved or stored. In a very real way, they hibernated, their daily rhythms quieting and falling in sync with the sleeping world around them. Today, many of us have forgotten how to hibernate successfully. We maintain the same routines year-round, and people often grumble about the winter months instead of embracing winter's place in the great seasonal wheel. In our modern world, we can maintain a consistent temperature in our homes year-round. A flip of the switch providing summer bright lighting late into the winter's night. Our diet need not change either. We can eat raspberries and spring greens year-round, if we're willing to pay for them. These actions threaten to pull us desperately out of sync with winter's rhythms, and this may cause problems. In fact, one of the newest theories regarding seasonal affective disorder links it to fighting against winter's rhythms instead of embracing them. As modern pagans, it can be difficult to embrace midwinter when we are so disconnected from ancient agricultural cycles. But have no fear, for the celebrations of winter persist, and they serve an important function in reminding everyone that the wheel keeps on turning. They connect us to the essential feel of winter, and particularly during the month of December, the time of the winter solstice, often referred to as Yule. People are moved to come together with family and friends, to feast and celebrate, to embrace the very soul of the season. Midwinter deserves our enthusiasm, for it's truly a wonderful time of the year and one of astounding magical importance. Thank you.
I'll be 85 in January, and I'd like to share with you some mindfulness that has been very important in my life, especially in the last several years. My first mindfulness every day is that I've been given today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. My second thing that I'm mindful each day is that I've been given certain gifts and talents that I should use and share. The third, every human being that I come in contact each day to treat them with respect and dignity. The fourth is, where is Kay? My wife of 62 years has health problems. I'm a caregiver. So I need to know each day, where is she in her coping with what she's living with. When we were married at the age of 20 and 23, we knew the definition of sickness and in health. At 82 and 84, we understand what that meaning means. Another mindfulness for me that I learned a hard way. I wish I learned it at 13 or 15 or 25 or 30. I learned it at 65, which has given me 20 years of extra happiness. And that is that treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. It's easy in sports to beat yourself up. And if you don't beat yourself up, your coach will. But it's learning to have a short memory and give yourself a break. It was easy to beat yourself up as a teenager, as an adult. But you also have the right to have every freedom to treat yourself as you would treat your best friend. And I did that when I was 65. That was when I was supposed to get intelligent enough to accept it. I was beating myself over something that I was doing at home. I wish I had done it better or differently. I I said, what would I say to my best friend if he had done exactly the same thing? I would give him slack. Don't worry about it, it's okay. I was supposed to learn that day. And I ask of you to learn that skill also, to be able to be honest, open, and fair to yourself. That changes one's life and takes a burden away from you. My life has been good. I had parents, grandparents, siblings, and thank you very much.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
We now take the time to honor the sorrows and joys of this conversation, of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects all. We have a sorrow from Joe Cronky, a childhood friend, a best friend from Ohio, is going through a very difficult time and struggling with severe depression. Please keep her and her family in your hearts. And this second sorrow was shared at the Christmas Eve service, but we felt it was something we should share again. This is a sorrow for Dan Crane, longtime member of this community. He passed away on Monday night after a long illness. His celebration of life is scheduled for January 24th at 6 p.m. We light a candle this morning to honor all of the joys and sorrows which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation in whatever way feels right with the words from the Reverend Andre Moll. As we gather together, may we remember when you share with me what is the most important to you, that is where listening begins. When I show that I hear you, when I say that your life matters, that is where compassion begins. When I open the door to greet you, that is where hospitality begins. When I venture out to bring you to shelter, that is where love begins. When I risk my comfort to ease your suffering, when I act against hatred, violence, and injustice, that is where courage begins. When we experience the full presence of each other because of our shared humanity, because of our differences, that is where holy gratitude begins. May this space be a table that is not complete until all are welcome. May this table be a space of beauty where together we create a series of miracles and where all that we share is sacred. May it be so.
organ Harper Nichols, a personal favorite. There is more to you than yesterday. When you start to feel like things should have been better this year, remember the mountains and the valleys that brought you here. They are not accidents, and those moments were not in vain. You are not the same. You have grown, and you are growing. You are breathing. You are living. You are wrapped in endless, boundless grace, and things will get better. There is more to you than yesterday.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness now for old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty fair, and gives a hand o' thine. We'll take a richt good willy wat for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness now for the days of old lang syne. And surely ye'll be your pine stoop, and surely I'll be mine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for the sake of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
And now, please, if you have something you wish to share, come up and share it with us. We have time for about 3 or 4 people, maybe a few more, to share for about 3 to 5 minutes each. Like before, we will signal you when 3 minutes have passed.
Like many of you guys, I spent a lot of this year very, very angry. And sitting here for the past few minutes, I realized that a lot of that anger is misplaced grief as I was reading over the poem I chose in my journal for the next coming year. And just read it. The thing is, to love life, to love it even when you have no stomach for it, and everything you've held dear crumbles like burnt paper in your hands, your throat filled with the silt of it. When grief sits with you, its tropical heat thickening the air, heavy as water, more fit for gills than lungs. When grief weighs you, like your own flesh, only more of it, an obesity of grief, you think, how can a body withstand this? Then you hold life, like a face between palms, a plain face, no charming smile, no violet eyes, and you say, yes, I will take you, I will love you again. By Ellen Hess.
Good morning. I wanted to mention, because it was an incredible experience, earlier the novelist Kurt Vonnegut was mentioned. And I had the incredible experience in 1987 to drink and have unfiltered Pall Mall cigarettes with Kurt Vonnegut at the Brown Hotel in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And I can honestly tell you that he was a miserable human being. Although maybe he was just annoyed at having to sit there and drink with an annoying 18-year-old. And, but he did write one thing in 1962, a novel called Mother Night. And it was, he had said that that was the only novel that he ever wrote that he knew the moral of. And the moral of Mother Night was, we are what we pretend to be. So if you're going to pretend to be something, pretend to be good. So that is my advice to you for the new year. If you're going to pretend to be something, pretend to be a good person, and you'll become that. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and excuse my allergies, Texas can't make up its mind on the weather. So even though it is not what I do for a living, I did bring a painting to share, which, funny enough, is inspired by the band Swallow the Sun that I am just happening to wear the band shirt for today. And I kind of wanted to share this, and I told my daughter that we are doing like a sharing thing, so she also brought this that she added some stuff to. And kind of just thinking about what I kind of want to do, because I've been at Horizon for over a year now, and it's been a really great experience. And one of the things that I kind of debated coming up here, because I didn't know we were coming to the microphone, is I wanted to also share a poem by Nikita Gill, and I kind of keep this one really close to my heart, and I think in all the darkness that has happened like in this last year, it's something that I really try to keep in mind and applies to the art of like what like can we kind of do in this. And it's everything is on fire as my phone, oh there we go, okay, sorry number. Everything is on fire, but everyone I love is doing beautiful things and trying to make life worth living. And I know I don't have to believe in everything, but I believe in that. So thank you.
Hi, so I'm Karen Dorr, and I joined the church this year. And as I've shared with a lot of people, I'm an AI expert. And I believe that we have an opportunity to trigger an avalanche of kindness, and that will ripple across the universe. And this is ground zero. So thank you. I'd also like to say to Ginny, who is nobody's girl, that being courageous is really, taking small steps. So, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Jeanette. What I'd like to share this morning is actually one of the readings that is in the back of the gray hymnal. And I know that as you use, we may not be aware of the construction of the gray hymnal and the fact that the whole last section of it is full of these lovely and meaningful readings that are actually used as material in designing worship. They can also be used for reflection. Judy Chicago was a poet and a tremendous visual artist. And this piece that happens to be in the back of our hymnal is one of my favorites. It is entitled, "And Then." And then all that has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then all people will be gentle. And then all people will be strong. And then no person will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again.
My name is Velvet. I've been coming here for about 2 years, and I was thinking of potentially sharing something today, but I wasn't quite sure what. And listening to so many of these readings and different life experiences, so much seemed to center for me on hope. So I wanted to bring just a very brief little song. It'll only be a few lines. This is by Anna Hernandez and Fran McKee. The song is All Shall Be Well / Another World. All shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. She is on her way. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. She is on her way. Thank you.
It never ceases to amaze me, the things that come out in this service. So let's sing one more time our anchor hymn, I Know This Rose Well.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. And I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, Love Will Guide Us.
tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Our benediction is by Adam Slate. We end our gathering with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and support that we extend to each other within this community. And may we reflect those blessings back out into the world as we minister to those around us. We take the fire within us and share with others as we go. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.